Be blessed by the divine. Today, we're going to explore about life force. Do you like to do experiments? Who would not? Let's do a small experiment. I'm going to teach you a mantra. Follow along with me. We're going to move a small object without touching it. I'm going to say a mantra and make this move. On your palm, let your attention be and move a spherical object. Keep a spherical object very close and tell this mantra along with me. Om Aim Greem Vada Vada. You should move close, but you should not touch it. Om Aim Greem Vada Vada. Om Aim Greem Vada Vada. Do you see that object move? No? Indeed, it doesn't move. Nothing in this universe moves unless and otherwise there is a push or pull towards it. That factor which makes any object to move is called force. This is universal law, universal rule. Newton's first law of motion. Nothing in this universe moves unless it is being pushed or pulled. And that factor, that push or pull, is called force when it's applied from outside. When that push, if it is coming from within, we call it as energy. Similarly, now, if we want to make this object to move, what do I need to do? I need to apply a push, else it doesn't move. Now, to give this push, where did this force come from? I pushed it. That means I gave this. That means I spent my energy to make this object move. Now, where did I got my energy from? I got my energy from eating food. Let's say I ate an apple. From there, I got this energy from. Now, where did this apple tree got its energy from? By photosynthesis, sun? That brings another question. Where did the sun got its energy from? Nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. What happens? Within the sun, there are hydrogen and helium atoms which are moving. When they get pushed together, that emits energy. Now, who pushes those atoms? Remember, we started with a universal rule. Nothing in this universe moves unless there is a push. You can try it out. Now, who pushed the atoms and making them to move? And that factor which caused anything to move, it could not come from suddenly. If you go back to the very first atom which is there, that very first atom, energy particle, let's say just a small energy particle, that which is spinning, that which made that energy particle to spin, that force, that would have not, it is not possible that force to just come, spin, and then disappear all across. Else, whatever caused that energy particle to spin, if it is not continuously spinning, it will just stop spinning after a time, right? Now we know that all the atoms, all the energy particles in this universe keep spinning. That means whatever it caused the first element to spin, the first energy particle to spin, should continue to exist, and it cannot be there just come from outside. Whatever is there within, that itself should have made it to spin. The source of force should be from within, and that itself should have got transformed. Right? That means if we are making something to move, to exert a force, the same very fundamental causative for all the movements to happen in this universe is also the same thing which is causing us to make a move. Got it. Now we understood what is force and the significance of force. Let's understand life, the other part of the word now. Now, what is the difference between this apple and an apple which you can get from the grocery store? Well, you might say that I cannot eat this apple because this is made up of plastic or clay, while the apple which you can get from a grocery store is edible. Well, what if I make this apple out of a cake? It is still edible. There's something more. Or maybe let's put this question this way. What is the difference between a living thing and a non-living thing? One decomposes, the other do not decompose? If that's the case, if I make this apple out of cake, this also decomposes. It is still not a living thing, right? Maybe a living thing grows. What does to grow means? That which has the ability to absorb energy from the input, store within, and send the excess out. As it continues to assimilate, store more and more energy, it replicate itself, create a copy of itself. That is what we are calling as to grow and replicate itself. Those are very good signs of living, to live. Every cell within our body does it. From the input, absorb energy, store within, creates a copy of it. So we call this as life energy. Life. A unique characteristics of a living being. That which can absorb energy, replicate itself, or grow. To grow and replicate itself. Remember, in all these activities, there is movement happening. That is indeed special, isn't it? That factor which is the fundamental cause for making something to grow and replicate itself. Since that is a special function, we are calling it as life force. Hence, we have something very, very special called as the life force. The same force is manifested in other living beings, other inanimate objects as well. When it is seen in a mechanical object, we call it as mechanical force. When you see manifest in electric current carrying conductor, when the electrons move, we call it as electric force or electric current. Very simple. Okay. Now, let's see another side effect because of this force happening. Have you been to any waterfall? In a waterfall, if you look at it, from the top, as the water comes with a very high force, as it falls down in that force, the water droplets interacts with the medium around it and create a field of fog around it. Similarly, when this energy particles flow, they create a current. As it go very, very fast around the medium or space, they interact, creating a field around them, which is called magnetic field. Again, when this phenomenon is observed in a current carrying conductor with the electrons move, and around it, when we see that field, we call it as electric current and electromagnetism. When the same current is seen on a living being, we call it as life force, and the field as biomagnetic field. And that field, that biomagnetic field, is exchanged between the cells in our body for doing any work, and that is the fuel of the body. As we realize, become more aware of this biomagnetism, we notice that when this biomagnetism is stronger, we will be able to pay attention, function ourselves sharper, and do all our activities in an active manner. And that biomagnetism comes from the life force. And what makes this life force faster? Spin faster? Having a better vital fluid or a denser vital fluid, that which improves the speed of the vital life force flowing in the circuit. How do we do that? By doing Kayakalpam. Okay? By doing Kayakalpam, we know that Kayakalpam increase the density of the vital fluids. Hence, the life force flowing in the circuit gets raised to a higher potential. As a consequence, the magnetic field will get also be stronger. Let's take that cue and strive to practice, realize the importance of life force in biomagnetism and how that is related with Kayakalpam. And let's strive to practice that Kayakalpam consistently. Be blessed by the divine.